Hello everyone, I am a PhD research scholar from an IIT. With the help of this video, I would like to tell you or I would like to help you in deciding the method of your research, which is nowadays very important. Uh, the research method, like you should go for simulation or coding or case study or experimental work. This is very important to understand what are the methods and what method you should opt for or what method you are going to start with. And at times if you're planning to join any IIT, you are planning to give some kind of interview in IIT for joining PhD there, this video is definitely going to help you, because in a lot of when I was giving my interview in the IIT, in my IIT, I was uh, the professors of, I think two or three professors asked me that what kind of research I want to pursue, what I want to do in am I interested in any kind of coding or am I interested in any kind of experimental study. So this is one of the basic question which definitely you are going to face when you are giving any kind of interview. Sometimes what happens that while pursuing your coursework, a lot of students are confused. They even have no idea what they need to do after the completion of the coursework, which kind of method they are going to opt for. I have seen a lot of researchers who are in second year or are in third year, and they are still in that dilemma that is my method is the correct method or not, the topic which I have chosen is correct or not, is right or not. So definitely this video is going to help you a lot for the interview. Also, when you are going to give any kind of interview in an IIT, or for the joining or for the admissions, and uh, when you are going to start your PhD, this video is definitely going to help you. So coming on to this slide, what is the need to select the research method? As I have already told you that a lot of researchers who are in their second year, I have seen a lot of researchers who are in their second year and are still confused that their research work is correct or not, like their method is correct or not, their topic is right or not. Let's come on to one of the most important factor which is going to decide your future is your paper publication. In a lot of IITs, SCI or Scopus journals are your publication in the SCI journals, or two publications in Scopus journals are mandatory. Okay, so for the submission of your thesis, for the submission of your PhD thesis, it is mandatory that you have to qualify this condition, or this that you need two publications or one publications in some SCI journals, or two publications in SCI journals or Scopus journals. So for example, in my IIT, there is a condition that we need to publish two paper in Scopus or SCI journal. uh, Now there are a lot of again, there are some Scopus journal, there are some SCI journals, there are some very prestigious um, publication houses like Springer is there, Elsewhere is there. Definitely I'm going to tell you in some other video about what kind of what are these journals, what is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 kind of a journals. So everything definitely I would tell you in the coming videos. Right now, coming on to this video topic, that first of all you need to submit your thesis or your work, you need paper publications. Okay, you need your research papers to be published or accepted in any of the research in the journals. Now first and the foremost thing is the research topic. So I will um, I'll make a separate video on the research topic, but for the sake of this video I'm going to tell you a few points which are very important. And definitely in the interview also, a lot of students are asked that what, in which area you want to work, or which kind of like for example being a structural engineer, like are you going what kind of work you want to do? You want to do something in structural health monitoring or composite structures, or uh, this is one of the most common question of the interview panel, that which kind of work you want to do. Now coming on to the research topic, the few points which you need to keep in your mind is novelty of your research. What is the innovative thing you are doing in your research work? That is the key point of your paper publication, that what is your novelty. A lot of students do blind data mining, like for example in the first semester of your coursework, or in the first year your supervisor is going to tell you that do the literature survey, and you start your literature survey, and now you have selected, for example you have selected being a structural engineer, I'm telling you, uh, like your supervisor told you to look for the optimization works. Now you're doing a lot of research in the optimization. You finally you had searched for 50, you read 50 papers, or you read 100 papers and on optimization, and you have to find some of the research gaps, that this work is going to be the novel work of your kind, of yours, but at last you conclude that no, this is not going to work. So definitely a lot of time, energy and everything you have wasted in selecting that kind of that topic. Sometimes this also happens that you started your work, that I'm just giving you an example, that you started some work that for just for an example, uh, you took a topic in composite structures. Okay, you took some topic in the composites, and after 2 years you came to know that yeah, this is the very explored topic now, or it is of no use at this point after 2 years. After 2 years you came to know that the topic is not a valid topic, or is of no use right now. This kind of a lot of this is a very explored topic. So that is a like that situation, uh, to avoid these kind of situations, you need to work on your research topic beforehand. Before starting your research work, you should be very sure that your work is a novel work. You are not pursuing any kind of research that will fade away in the coming years. You are not wasting your time in just searching for the journal, for the research papers, and you are doing the literature survey, which is not going to help you. So now, as I already told you, that paper publication is the most important, uh, what should I say, is the most important ingredient you definitely will need for the submission of your thesis. This that will be the most important thing. Without the paper publication, you cannot submit your thesis work. So, the next thing is availability of the journals. A lot of times I have seen that your work is very good. You are doing a very good work. Your research is very good, but your work is not suitable for this structure, for this journal. For example, I think civil engineers or the structural engineers know that there's a journal name construction and building materials. Okay, so that is a CBM. Now if you want to submit something which is related to bridges, um, just I'm giving you an example. Maybe if you're doing working on some bridge simulation type of project which is not related to that particular journal, that journal will definitely going to and you submitted your paper in that journal. The journal will, I think after 15 days or 20 days, they are going to email you that this work is not related to us. You can, and they'll suggest you some other journals. For example, you submit your paper of bridges in the journal of building engineering, so definitely they are not going to look for that paper. Okay, so available, the whatsoever topic you are choosing for, there should be ample journals available for that topic. Like when you are doing your literature survey, which is related to your research work, you should keep in your mind that okay, I have I have collected 50 papers, 10 papers are in this particular journal. Yeah, that's good. I should note it down. And when I'll be submitting my paper, I will try to submit in this journal, because this journal accept this kind of research work. So that is very important, that availability of the journals, because a lot of researchers face this issue, that their work is very good, their research is very good, their project is very good, everything is good, but they are not getting the ample journals for the publications. Nowadays, one very serious issue is general APCs. That is article processing charges. A lot of journals are paid journals. Even some of the a lot of elsewhere journal, which is a very big publication house, they are paid journals, and the fees is in lakhs. And definitely, a PhD research scholar like cannot pay such huge amount. And definitely, they accept in the hybrid. There are actually two kind of modes. One is um, hybrid mode, that is like they have a mode called as hybrid mode. So in the hybrid mode, you can that means that you can um, your paper can get published with the APC charges, or just in a normal way without paying any kind of fees. So because of the journal APCs, a very few journals are there are which accepts your paper without any fees, and definitely there is huge competition in those journals. The most important thing is journal targeting. uh, as I already told you, that you need to select your journal, that this is my research work and this is my journal which accepts this kind of paper. This you need to look for beforehand. Like you are doing the literature survey, target some of the journals which are publishing this kind of work. That is very much important. So this now I'll come to the research type of research methods. This was the basic information which I need to tell you. This, like all the topics uh, which I touched in this a slide, requires a separate video. Definitely I'm going to cover all the topics in separate videos. Well, coming on to this particular presentation. So coming on to the methods, I'll specifically talk about civil engineering, and I would say structural engineering because I am a structural engineer. So, and definitely this video is applicable for all the branches. It is definitely relevant for all the branches, but the terminologies which I'm going to use are civil or structural engineering related. So this video is going to help all the researchers and all the students who are who want to be a researcher in some kind of IIT, because interviews they're going to ask you this kind of a questions. And so there are basically uh, the research methods which I'm talking about. There are uh, majorly I'll classify all the research method as per my knowledge in four major classes. The first one is experimental research. Experimental research, I think all of you are aware of, that you need to perform some kind of experiment in some laboratory or on some real estate project or somewhere, like you are working on some kind of experimental work. The second one is simulation. You are using some kind of software, the coding works. And the last one is case study. So experimental research is one of the best way of pursuing research work post COVID. So now let me clear what is the impact of COVID on the research. So COVID has a like uh, COVID has affected a lot on the research work and especially on the publications. What happened now during COVID wave? Almost all the universities and colleges were closed. Research was just confined to software simulations or coding works. Research publications in that period comprised of only like simulation works or software works or the coding works. So now like there is saturation level uh, for the coding or the simulation or the software based works. They are at their saturation, and even the publication wants that are more focused towards the experimental studies. The publication wants that you should publish, they want to publish some kind of experimental studies. So I think in the current time now, or for the next 2 year 3 years, the experimental study is going to help you a lot. The publication is quite easy in this kind of works. Now, what is experimental research? Coming again onto our topic, as I said, it is the best way of pursuing the research in the coming years. um, I'm just giving you an example of the research. For example, um, geopolymer concrete or self-healing concrete. You are casting some cubes and you are like changing some kind of mixtures or some kind of mixed design, or you are using the geopolymer or something. And uh, the main uh, thing with the main important thing which uh, you will be benefited when you are pursuing the experimental research is you are going to get the results in hand and the pictures of the live testing, and this all is going to help you a lot in the publications. Your publication will be very easy when you have those results in your hand. Okay, whatsoever you are going to do with the help of simulation or coding are non-practical, but experimental research is practical. If you are saying that this concrete block is having a strength of m60 and your UTM machine shows the same value, you have those pictures and those data, then definitely it 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 is going to help you a lot in your publications, and your publication is going to be very easy. So do opt for the experimental research. It's a personal advice. Do opt for the experimental research, or the last one, that is the case study. I'm going to tell you afterwards. The second one is simulation. Simulation is, it is a software based approach. Like you have definitely heard about Abacus, NSYS, ETAP, Start Pro, etc. These are the top-notch softwares in civil engineering. And in certain cases, experimental studies are sometimes combined with the simulation. Like you have done some kind of experiment. Now, that was an experimental study. Now you are trying to prove the same thing with the help of simulations or the software-based approaches. But doing simulations alone without uh, experimental work is definitely not a good thing. It was a quite a good thing before some years, but as I already told you that post COVID, the scenario, the situations has completely been changed, and you need some kind of concrete results which experimental studies or case studies are going to give you. Simulations is definitely a non-practical, uh, like you definitely get the results from some software that are the standard softwares, but still publication houses or the publications are like they are saturated with simulations or coding. They are completely saturated with that. Now they want experimental studies. So the disadvantages are publications are difficult. uh, you are taking some kind of imaginary problem and you are solving it with a software. No, there is no practical thing or no reality check. So definitely uh, it is a very good kind of research. I'm definitely not saying it is a bad kind of research. It's a very good method, but it's difficult nowadays because publications are difficult in this way. So if you are like I'm definitely, you can pursue simulation or coding whatever you want, but uh, publication will be definitely um, publications are definitely not going to be easy, and you have to be mentally prepared for that. So now coming on to the next approach, which is a coding based approach. In this, for example, you are designing a simply supported beam or any kind of beam. What is coding based approach now? You are designing a continuous beam, so you have made a software based program, a coding based program, with any language, C++, Java, Python, any language, and with that you are doing your work. I think this is a very risky kind of a research work. First and foremost, I would like to tell you that coding can also be combined with the experimental studies or with the simulation studies, that you have made a code. For example, you took a continuous beam, you have written a code, you get some results. Now you can verify those results either with the lab in the laboratory, uh, or with the help of any kind of like Abacus or NCS, any software program. You have verified your results, and that is a verification of uh, uh, like you need some kind of validation in this coding based approach. Okay, or you need your work should be of top notch quality, that publication houses publish this kind of work, because during the COVID phase a lot of researchers have done only coding. So it has most of the publication houses like are not very they do not uh, uh, doing, like what I mean to say is doing coding based approach only is very risky, although mine is the same. But still, it is very risky, it's very risky, and you need uh, your topic should be very novel. You need a lot of things in this particular. I'm definitely going to cover this topic in a separate video, but this is one of the most risky kind of research. The disadvantages are publications are very difficult, very, very, very difficult. Image you are doing, taking any kind of imaginary problem, you are just giving you software program based results. So this is all about the coding based approach. The last one is case study. I would say, if your supervisor advises you that what happens now in IITs, most, for example, uh, there's a bridge in your city in which your IIT is, and it is about it's the bridge age is 650 years or 60 years. After this time, your the department, like it is under CPWD or it is a railway bridge, it is under railways, as I have shown you in the figure, that you have a railway bridge in your city which was constructed in the British area, and now your district or your state government want a survey of that particular bridge, or want a quality assessment of that bridge, or what we call it as structural health monitoring, or uh, more precisely, you want your um, the state government want, or the central government wants to uh, get the evaluation of the remaining age of that particular bridge, so that they can construct a new bridge beforehand. Okay, so and they give this kind of projects to IITs in most of the cases, and IIT give a report that like this bridge can be used for only 2 years from now, or only 10 years from now, or this bridge is okay, or this bridge is not okay. So this kind of work is given to IIT, and if your supervisor is doing some kind of work, please request your supervisor to take this kind of topic for your research work, because this is one of the best opportunity a researcher could have. Okay, it is one of the best way to pursue research in the coming years. In this case study, you can play with the live projects, existing bridges, buildings, major works. For example, like structural health monitoring of the existing bridges, as I have already told you. The main advantages of this kind of research work is publication is quite easy, because you are having a live project. you are working on a live project, you have again the pictures and the results, everything live testing uh, in with in hand. And when you are writing your research paper, now you are definitely going to add those pictures or the data whatsoever you are having, and this is going to help you a lot in the publications. The publication houses, I think case study, as far as like um, as far as now, I would say that publication houses accept case study most easily. So, your research paper is going to be accepted by any publication houses in the earliest time if you are working on a live project. So, do ask your supervisor uh, to uh, grant you permission to work in some kind of case study. Okay, because publication are most easy in this case. So, now the final conclusions are the case study is the best option for pursuing your research. The second one is experimental works. Simulation or coding is, I would say, uh, it should be your last choice before starting your research work. Just focus on the case study. If your supervisor is having any case study, request him that you want to work on that particular case study, or go for experimental works. Okay, experimental works are quite easy as compared to the simulations coding. So your last choice should be simulation or coding. So anyways, thank you so much. Do like, share and subscribe for more such videos. I'm definitely going to um, make separate videos on each of the topic which I have touched today. Thank you so much. Do subscribe my channel.